pharmacy's nickname used to be the most trusted profession, and it's not the most trusted profession anymore, not by a long shot. So I've started a pharmacy where I keep costs as low as possible, and I show people what the problems are. Allstar's Pharmacy, Matt speaking. We don't. Some brand names are typically, not a great deal for you here, but generics, pretty much every generic is inexpensive.
Matthew Garner opened the doors to HonestRx in April 2022. It's one of a handful of cost-plus, self-pay pharmacies in the country.
I don't accept insurance, discount cards of any kind. My model is my wholesale cost plus 20% plus a $6.50 dispensing fee. I apply my model to every drug that I order that's non-brand. I do sell a few brands, but because I have a public and set formula for calculating a price, it makes people trust you. In fact, it's common for me to just grab a stop bottle off the shelf with a price sticker and show them what I paid for it.
With his model, he is able to offer almost 1,900 drugs at prices that are comparable and sometimes way less than if health insurance and coupons were applied. Customers can look up some prices on the store's website. And on Facebook, Garner compares his prices with those listed on GoodRx. Some examples include a generic for Lipitor, a high cholesterol drug, which costs $11. A generic of the anti-nausea medication Zofran for about $10, and a pricey prostate cancer drug for just under $200, which, according to GoodRx, could go for over $20,000 at CVS.
I had people actually ask me, is this legal? Is it legal to not accept insurance? Yeah, it's legal. It's not only legal, but it's the way that things should be now that most prescriptions are available as a generic.
You may have heard of a similar model when the billionaire Mark Cuban launched his Cost Plus pharmacy in January 2022.
The why is very simple. We all know people who have had to make decisions between their rent and food and medication, or they've had to ration their medication. And that's just wrong in the United States of America in 2022.
Traditionally, there are many entities between the manufacturer and the consumer that can influence how much drugs cost. These include wholesalers, pharmacy benefit managers, health insurers, and pharmacies. By one estimate, 64% of the money spent on generic drugs is kept by these groups, compared to only 25% for brand name drugs.
Sometimes those fees can add up to be quite a bit, costing even more than the cost of actually making the drug itself, particularly for generic drugs that are cheap. And so in our research, we found that Medicare could have saved about $3 billion in 2020 if they purchased 77 generic drugs using the Mark Cuban Cost Plus drug company prices. And this illustrates some of the inefficiencies in our current pharmaceutical distribution system.
By not taking health insurance and dealing directly with wholesalers, Cost Plus pharmacies can lower expenses and pass those savings along to the customer. But starting one isn't exactly easy.
When I made it pretty public about what my stance was on insurance, I didn't even get a phone call back from the 3 big wholesalers that used to come knock your door down to open up new accounts. And so I formed relationships with secondary wholesalers, so these smaller wholesalers that cater to the independent pharmacy market, mainly as a backup, but they carry a full line of generics. Typical pharmacies have 2 wholesalers. I have 17 of them. The difficult thing was getting over-the-counter things like children's Tylenol. I was able to order Percocet before I could get children's Tylenol on my shelf. But we're getting there. Do you want to do a month and then try to get 50s, or you just want to go ahead and get 3 months of the hundreds?
Wow, if I get 3 months of the hundreds, that's 6 months.
Yeah. I can't tell you how many times I hear the words "thank you for doing what you're doing" or "thank you for your business model," even if it's more expensive than maybe what they were paying before, which is rare. And the other reaction is outrage. They get mad as hell, a lot of folks, about how the state of affairs are in healthcare and in pharmacy.
But while Cost Plus pharmacies can save people money, not everyone can benefit.
I think it's important to note that most patients struggle to afford their expensive brand name prescription drugs. A lot of the drugs that patients are having trouble affording are not available at these cost-plus drug pharmacies, but they do serve an important role, particularly for patients who are uninsured or patients who have health insurance plans with high out-of-pocket costs.
And while there aren't many community pharmacies like HonestRx right now, Garner may be part of a larger shift in how independent pharmacies conduct business.
What we're seeing now is really forcing the hand of owners to do something different because of the very poor reimbursement rates that we see from insurance companies and the fact that they are not able to meet the needs of these consumers in a way that keep themselves in business.
I got 3 or 4 you, all 3 month supplies. This was $32.99.
That was,
I really want to give just a encouragement to pharmacists out there that this business model can work, and we need to make it work for everyone. We've already broken even, profitable. It's pretty unheard of for a business that's this new. It's been real rewarding professionally too. I can spend a lot more time with patients and doctors actually being a pharmacist, not just a vending machine.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
looking forward to doing business with you guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Have a good day.
You too.